Welcome. It's K Area here on the K Area podcast. It's DJ Peter Lowe. Not in the mix because this is a podcast, but hey, you know what we should do? We should upload K-pop mixes.
Now there's an idea.
And then everyone can listen. They can click on the link afterward and they can listen to the K-pop mix afterward. Maybe that's what we do in the future. So yeah, I'm DJ Peter Lowe. I'm joined by Supermatic.
What's up, everybody?
And Supermatic, we're here to talk about K-pop if you're just tuning in for the first time. So we've got an abridged episode for this particular week.
Mm-hmm. That's right, because right now in K-pop it seems that all the focus is it's all about the comebacks, and we are going to be taking a look at 3 of them specifically today. We've got BTS's hot new Blood, Sweat, and Tears. We are going to be taking a look at the IOI track, Very, 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 and of course the newest one that just hit the waves, Twice with TT.
All right, let's take it away. It's the show intro. Here we go.
What's the thing you're obsessed with these days?
K-pop.
What is this, Korean pop music?
The Korean wave?
It's the K-wave, and it's washed over Asia for the last few years.
It's the best thing you've ever seen.
The girls' generation.
A wave of supergroups with infectious hooks.
I'm really impressed. I'm speechless, really.
It's a global phenomenon.
사슴같이 예쁜 훈나의 프린세스 나를 보고 비웃는 게 너무 시크해 모두 날 보게 너 지금부터 잘 지켜봐
And yes, the K Area podcast. It's DJ Peter Lowe. So again, we've got a bridge episode for recurring repeat listeners. Yes, we are missing a member for this week. We're missing Nurse Joyce. Yep. And if you've also been keeping track, we haven't been recording the show for the last couple weeks because
We've all pretty much been busy.
Yeah.
Busy adults doing adult things.
Adulting.
Yep.
Boys and girls, adulting. Yeah. So Nurse Joyce and I, we've been in New York. That was fun. You guys should check out the Chinese and Koreans in Flushing. So yeah, that was a real experience. But now we're back, and I think to try to catch up, we're just going to do 3 Daebak or Nots in a row. I think every week we don't want to necessarily do every single song that comes out, just the ones that really warrant a Daebak or Not. Mm-hmm. And this week there were 3 that really warranted our attention.
Definitely, for sure.
Okay, well the first one that we're taking a look at, it's BTS.
Bangtan Boys. They're back.
What song is this, Supermatic, and what happens?
All right, so this is the lead track off of their new album, Wings. Wings, of course, is the follow-up from BTS, and this title track is called Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Little side note, it was funny, a lot of the armies and fans in general were kind of hoping that it would be reversed in order. It would be Blood, Tears, Sweat. That way it would be BTS by BTS, which would have been pretty clever, I'll admit.
Yeah.
But it makes sense in terms of what those actually stand for, which is blood, sweat, tears. And this is just a really interesting video. I mean, discounting the video aside, the song itself, I'd say it qualifies as a banger, but the video is just very interesting. There's a lot of symbolism, representation. There's a lot of like artwork, Victorian themes, which we'll dive into on the review.
Yeah. I think the TLDR is that it's 80s fashion.
Yeah.
For the 80s pajamas for the cast for the BTS boys.
Yep.
And they're at the Met.
Yep.
The Metropolitan Museum. I know this because I was just there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, okay. Obviously the set for this music video isn't actually at the Met, but I think it's designed to look.
Yeah, it looks very much like it.
Okay, so yeah, that's what's going on in this music video. Let's kick it off with our review segment. So
for sure.
for Dayblock or Not, we always look at a song in terms of its 3 criteria. One, what we thought of the audio, the sound. We give it a 1 to 5 score, 1 being lowest, 5 highest. We give it a 1 to 5 score in terms of the concept, what we thought of the visuals, the looks, the dancing, and lastly, if it's Dayblock or Not.
Yep.
So kicking it off for the audio, Super Mac, what did you think?
All right, so as you can probably guess from what I referenced earlier, I've been jamming out to this song myself. Like I said, I'd qualify it as a banger. Where do I even begin? It's just like it's got a catchy hook. A lot of people have been referencing it, like even though there's not the actual lyrics because they're saying something in Korean. Everyone points out money, money, money.
Yeah,
that's the part of the dance that just catches everybody.
Yep.
But even before that, just like the beginning where it's got this like long whirring sound, like. And then you hear, I think it's Jimin who comes in with that first opening line, and you're just like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
And like, you don't know what it, or at least for me, and what I've talked to some other people who have listened to it, upon the very first listen or view of the music video, you're listening to it, and people are just like, I don't know what this is, but I want to keep on listening. So like, a lot of people just seem to have...
Wait, so are you saying that you showed this to, or you had other people who don't listen to K-pop listen to this?
Well, some fellow K-pop fans, and also by extension, like other friends who don't necessarily listen to K-pop, whether it's my other fellow dance friends or just fellow students in class during breaks, I'll play my K-pop music and they'll be like, whoa, what is that? I don't know what it is. I don't understand it, but I want to keep listening to it.
I see.
So needless to say, Blood, Sweat, and Tears has proven to be a track that draws people in, like right from the first 5 or 10 seconds.
Okay.
I just the beat of it, like I don't know what instruments or synths they use, but just that whole like dun 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 dun, like that that part during their chorus. It's just this song's just got a lot of different elements of it. I mean, there's some EDM elements I'd say, like with the heavy bass, and also it's just I don't really know what to call it. It's just it seems to be kind of like almost its own. I don't want to say genre, but it's just got a very unique and distinct sound. I can't really quantify it into words.
Okay. In terms of the audio score, what would you give it out of 1 to 5?
I'd give it a pretty strong 4.5, actually.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty high. All right. Well, I'll provide the counterpoint.
All right.
I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Whoa, that's kind of low.
Yeah,
that's actually lower than I was expecting you to give it. I'd expect you to be somewhere in the 3 spectrum at least.
No. So. When I first listened to this song, I was like, okay, great. When's the real BTS single gonna drop?
Oh,
like I thought this was gonna be like, okay, this is like they're how like a lot of comebacks they'll have the one song which isn't the banger and like they have the one that's kind of like I don't know, introducing the mood or the flavor, right, of the album, and that's what I thought this was. And I was like, okay, great. I can't wait till the single comes out. And then it's like, what? People are really liking this? I'm like, well, they're liking it just because it's BTS, but actually they're also liking it because it is the intended single for BTS. I will admit that it grew on me over time, that the hook. But to me, it felt like it was just pretty mediocre. Like in terms of like the energy was... kind of half-assed in between the high energy and low energy.
Okay.
I don't know. Did you notice that? I noticed it says the DJ because I made like custom edits of it. But there is the version where they have the first hook, they have no lyrics. And then for the second half, or for the last 2 or 3 choruses of the song, they talk about money.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Will I play this song? I have to because it's BTS and people always ask for it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, concept.
Okay, so this is where we delve into the more interesting aspects of it. As I referenced earlier, there's a lot of like art, and Peter mentioned the museum, and there's a lot of symbolism, actually, as we just saw, because we're viewing the video right now. One of the more interesting concepts.
Wait, sorry, just stop right there. Symbolism, what are they symbolizing?
So, I can't really point my finger on exactly what it seems to be, but if I remember correctly, Wings is supposed to be both like the start of a new era for BTS in terms of like this whole overarching storyline they've had.
Yeah.
Because they've had this storyline going from their earlier albums, which was like Dark and Wild, and then Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 1, Part 2, and Young Forever, where a lot of their earlier music videos like Danger, Run, I Need You, they're all connected and they seem to have a story. And Jin in particular, it seems like this video revolves mostly around him because he's the one who's like staring at the artwork at the beginning of the video, whereas everyone else, all the other guys, are just like having fun.
Is he the one who also commits suicide off of the balcony?
Pretty much. Or I think that's not Jin. Or Jimin. Yeah, Jin.
Wait, which one is this one?
That's Jimin.
His eyes closed.
Yeah, Jimin and Jin look kind of similar, but the one there on the balcony, that's V.
Okay, you can tell I don't watch enough guy groups because I can't tell them all apart. And if they had the same hair color, I'm just screwed. So
Jin and Jimin kind of look similar. I don't blame you for mixing them up.
Okay.
People do that all the time.
Okay.
But what I was saying is that because within this whole overarching storyline, if you go and look at the teasers, each of the individual teasers leading up until this release, for Jin's release, it referenced how it seemed like he was kind of like a not necessarily God, but he was watching his other 6 friends here, the other members of BTS. Like he was kind of the omniscient presence. Because in his teaser, he had pictures on the wall from all the previous music videos, and it showed only the other 6, like he was missing. Even though if you watch those music videos, he's there with them. So it's kind of like he was the spirit who passed on. Or the other theory is that his friends are the ones who died, and he's the only one living, but he's still able to watch them even though they're in the afterworld. So one of the big points of symbolism I'm getting at is that there's a funny scene in here where they're all about to leave the museum. Jin stops to turn around. He ends up seeing a statue with black wings, and this is where the fan service comes in. He goes and kisses the statue. And all the fan theories, because the thing is that as he's kissing the statue, you also see there's a shift to another scene where it's Jin's back and he's got clipped black wings. So people are saying maybe that statue is like the representation of his dark counterpart. Because you see that dark counterpart with the clipped wings when he looks back at the camera and smiles.
Okay.
So if I had to make an educated guess, most of the symbolism probably refers to the fact that Jin is probably wondering whether or not him and his friends are all still alive, and whether or not he's like actually here with the other members of BTS, or if he's still kind of like an omniscient presence. If he's the one that's like, because it seems to be like the concept they're shifting towards is that there's someone or something haunting BTS without them necessarily knowing.
Money.
Right? So that in itself is an interesting concept, and just to wrap it up, I gotta give props to Keone Madrid and Quick Crew because they're the ones who did the choreography this time.
See, I love when you bring that to the show,
Yes.
Mac. You always give the dance perspective,
Yes.
the real choreographers, the real talent behind the idols.
It's pretty cool that a lot of modern and urban like hip hop dancers and choreographers are being contracted now to work with these K-pop artists.
Well, that's always been the case, right?
Yeah, but especially in the last few years, like it's seen such a huge bolstering growth. So major shout outs and props to Keone Madrid, Quick Crew, and also Prepex Crew, because all 3 of them had different parts to play in the choreography and the dance direction of this video and this piece. And I gotta say, the choreography is on point. It's just, I've seen so many covers of it on YouTube already. KDC has done something already. My friends.
This is a Bay Area, area dance crew.
Yeah, the Dianza K-pop Dance Club. Shout out to any of you if you're listening.
All right.
So just to wrap this up in a tiny little bow, my concept score overall, not going to be as strong as the audio because I will admit that I felt like there could have been more explained in the video, even though that's kind of what Big Hit and BTS are doing. They leave more to your imagination. I give this a 3.5.
Leave it to your imagination, huh?
Yes.
Well, let me start off by saying that this is very homoerotic.
That's true. That's
You've
true.
got guys going, sorry, you can't, our listeners can't see. They've got guys putting fingers in their mouths.
That's true.
Guys, caressing each other and kissing statues, right?
Well, like I said earlier, fan service.
Fan
They did a
service.
lot of fan service in this for the armies, particularly the female armies.
So I asked Nurse Joyce before, she left. By the way, she's gone nursing. So in case you're wondering what she's doing, she's saving people. But she commented that to her it looked like a bunch of Liberace's. I guess because they're artists, so they have to be some kind of gay, right? For this,
Fair.
They're sucking on lollipops and fingers.
True.
And they're going through, if you look at the sequence of the scenes in the music video, they're going from different forms of art, from pop art to classical and modern art. So I don't know. If there's symbolism behind that, I'm not sure. I mean, we saw different scenes of hell and afterlife earlier, but
That's true.
guys, I'm not reading that much into it. Caressing the angel was obviously very gay. There was one sacrilegious scene that stood out to Nurse Joyce. Was the Pieta statue, which is holding.
We just saw it.
Okay, yeah, which is holding baby Jesus. Baby Jesus, and it's cracking. And just as the statue's cracking, what's his face? Jin. He's cracking too.
Yeah, he looks at a reflection of himself, and the reflection is cracking, like the statue.
Yeah, so he's just like a piece of art.
Right?
Yeah, so
Interesting.
From Nurse Joyce, who's a female, she liked it. She thought it was funny, artsy fartsy, and so she liked the concept and the song.
Oh, wow.
Me, on the other hand, the concept, I'm like, again, it's just another day at the Met. I feel like BTS is trying to be something more than it isn't. I'm not feeling the story or the concept, so I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Keeping with the 2.5
BTS
trade.
fans don't hate me. I'm gonna
okay.
again, as a K-pop DJ, I'm gonna keep playing the song every time people ask for it. There's no getting around not playing a BTS song. But
Right.
yeah, so
You got
2.5.
that going with the armies.
Yeah. I love other BTS songs. I like their songs like Fire and Dope. That's my jam.
For sure.
Not what's the name of the other group who has that song? That's my jam. BAP.
Oh, BAP.
Yeah. So not BAP, that's my jam. BTS, that's
All right,
my
for
jam.
sure.
Okay, so Daebak or not, what do you think?
Well, I think it's been pretty clear for me. I consider this Daebak. Definitely the song itself for me, it's a banger. And the concept is pretty... I don't know if I necessarily want to say imaginative, but I give credit to Big Hit and BTS because they're keeping with this very long overarching story. Because from I want to say maybe Dark and Wild, which is BTS's third album, to now Wings, which is their seventh album, I think they've had this overarching story that's still connected, and they're still going with it. So definitely Daebak for me.
Daebak. Okay, I'm gonna go with not Daebak.
Ah, dang! There's the
Sorry,
counterpoint.
guys. I don't think I'm doing this just to be, a counter perspective to you.
I feel the genuineness.
Yeah,
I can see it. I feel it here. But
Again,
you know what?
I was disappointed from
Okay.
BTS, but as we're talking about it now, it already has 31 million views.
That is true.
So it's popular.
Yep.
Right? A lot of people like it. It's just not my thing.
All right.
And Nurse Joyce, she thought it was very Daebak. A bunch of guys
Woo!
together. I don't know.
Well, it may be for entirely different reasons, but at least Nurse Joyce and I can agree on this being Daebak.
Really?
Common ground, but for different reasons.
Art, okay. Piece of art, BTS. 2 Daebaks, 1 not.
All right.
Okay, so that last song, that was BTS. It was Blood and
Sweat and Tears.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears. There we go. I'm always getting that order wrong. That was really dark. A really dark day at the Met when you're cracking.
Yep.
When you find out that you're just a piece of art. But what else do we have up next?
Well, if you want to go in a bit of a brighter and more colorful direction, next up for our Daebak or Not section, we've got the very cute IOI with the very, very, very.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, so this song really spoke to me. I'll let you kick it off, Supermatic. But what did you think of the audio of this very, very, very song by IOI?
Okay, so I will preface this by saying that there's going to be a theme among these three Daebak or Nots with me in terms of audio of the song, which is catchy.
Okay.
One thing I will say that all three of these songs have in common, at least from my perspective, is that they've definitely got parts of it that make it catchy. They've got a catchiness to it that hooks listeners in. So starting from the beginning of the song, like it just right away you've got Somi backed up by all the other girls, and they're just like, I don't know, I'm not sure if they applied certain like audio effects or like pitch changes, but they just sound very like cute. Again, playing off of the theme of the day, they have the part of it where like their chorus, even though you can't really understand it, the words just get stuck in your head. Like I think what they're saying, which translates to very, 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 is like no, 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 but then just the way they do it, yeah, it gets stuck in your head. You can't get it out. I give major props to JYP actually because of the way that he produced the song. A lot of people aren't necessarily fans, and like some of the reactions, people have been saying that it sounds like JYP doesn't really know how to produce anymore. But the thing they need to understand is that he himself has said that the reason why it's getting a little harder for him to produce for his artists and other artists these days is because he admits he's older and he's from an older generation. He can't relate as much to the younger crowd these days. So it's difficult for him to make music that fits with the younger crowd.
But he produced this song, right?
Yes. And I was about to say, I feel like he did a really good job with IOI.
Yeah, yeah.
And with this track. Like the back music, just honestly, when I listen to it, like even if I tune out the lyrics, I can't explain it, but it sounds and feels like JYP to me. Like it's got his fingerprints all over it, definitely. Yep. Like if it wasn't announced beforehand that this was produced by JYP, I would suspect that JYP had some involvement with it.
Interesting.
And then I also got to give props to I don't know the record label or how they or who handled it, but the line distribution, because with a group as big as IOI and having 11 members, I feel like all of them
if you count JYP.
I feel like all 11 of them got a fair amount of time to shine for their own like vocal sections. I mean, you've got Nayeon and Mina both playing to their strengths, which is the rap breaks. You've got Somi and I think Sejong and Cheon doing the chorus at different times.
And you've got JYP doing the intro.
Yep. Finally, JYP with IOI. I'm kind of surprised that they gave Sohei the breakdown because I think that I'm wondering whether or not that might have been a deliberate decision because of the fact that out of all the members of IOI, she's been getting the most backlash from fans because people say she doesn't even necessarily want to be an idol. But I feel like from the beginning of Produce 101 to here now with IOI, she's definitely improved a lot. So I was surprised, but at the same time, I'm impressed by the job that she did with that breakdown. And just the build overall. I mean, we'll probably dive into this more when we get to the concept, but even without looking at the video, just the song itself, produced by JYP, but the funny thing is, at the same time, I get some Red Velvet vibes.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a song that could have easily been for Red Velvet, if not for IOI.
Yeah. So,
my overall score, I would have to give this a 3.5.
For audio?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll take it off from there. Sorry, I love to make fun of JYP. He's my favorite person to make fun of. But with him producing this song, if I close my eyes, I can almost imagine this being a single from Twice.
Right?
Right. And I guess other fans have said, like, some of the lines sound similar to Girls' Generation. It's like, I don't really see that. To me, it's more Twice.
Yeah.
It has that more Twice vibe. But I think it's also interesting is that it's... I guess you have this in a couple of Twice songs, and you pay attention to this a lot as a DJ. You pay attention to how fast or slow songs are, because you're trying to beat match them together, and a lot of Twice songs tend to be pretty fast.
Yeah.
But this IOI song is it's like drum and bass. You know, it's like a video game sound of drum and bass. I don't know, that's what it first came to my mind. And for those of you who listen very, very closely, like, you wouldn't notice this unless you like grew up in the 32-bit era for gaming, but there's Mario sounds.
Yeah, I heard that.
You heard them too?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't just me. And for the record, I didn't tell you Supermatic before we started recording.
No,
this.
definitely not.
So you heard them too. It's not just me.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of talk about that, actually. Like, just that Mario sound in particular, I feel like is a very popular sample among just K-pop groups in general. I mean,
man, I just gotta drop that into all my remixes.
Right? Like Monster X, I feel like they've used it in friggin', what was it, Hero? Or
but they use different Mario sounds.
And then I feel like
it's like the cave where you like, the sound I'm referring to in this IOI Very, Very, Very song is when they, for those of you who grew up with 32-bit era Mario video games, it's the sound when you're in the cave and you like hit a turtle.
Oh, that one.
That's the sound that you hear in this music video.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has that slight reverb that gives it that echo sound.
Right.
So, but yeah, sorry, you were saying before I interrupted you.
No, I was just saying, like, even if it's not particularly the same sound, it's just, I find it kind of cool. Like, this is my inner video game nerd and childlike speaking, that in K-pop these days especially, they seem to be using a lot of popular samples from like 8-bit era gaming. Super Mario, or just Mario in general, for example, being one of them.
Well, the one that they used for this one only came from the 32-bit era. You can't find it in the 16 or the 8-bit.
That's right.
Sorry, I am that much of a nerd that it hasn't come out by now. So, yeah. In terms of the song, I like it. I thought it was very catchy. I hate to say it. One of our podcast listeners said, "Stop making the J-pop comparisons," but I'm going to do it again.
Oh wow! Someone actually.
I'm going to say it kind of reminds me of some of the J-pop in terms of how plasticky, Yakata Capsule. It kind of sounds like. What else was I going to say? Oh, I thought it was really interesting in the ending of the song. It's very common, especially in K-pop, not to have a fade out. This song had a fade out.
That's right. They did.
It's like, do you know any other K-pop songs in recent memory that had a fade out?
Recent memory? I can't think of any.
Okay. So yeah, I like it. I'm going to play it. It's fun. It's cheery. I hope to see people doing the same dance that they're doing in the music video.
Right.
For the K-pop dances that I DJ. So yeah, I guess I'm going to give it a 4.
Really? Okay.
I liked it a lot. If you were a passenger in my vehicle, you had to endure it for like the past 2 weeks. So it's me on repeat. I'm just like, this is good. I'm like, and you can imagine me like, what's that sound? What is that sound? I'm just wondering what other drivers next to me are thinking when they see or hear me, like, grown adult male, like rocking out to this.
When they hear this, like just a bunch of like young sounding girls going like, no. That's
the son of a K-pop fan.
Right.
Okay. Concept, Supermatic.
All right, so this is going to be a little more fun for me to talk about because the concept, honestly, this video just, I don't know where to start. It's like, I don't know why exactly. There's just a bunch of different reasons. It puts a smile on my face, whether I'm just laughing at how silly all the girls are being, or if I'm just like feeling the mood of the song, or maybe I gotta admit it's all 11 of the girls in their Aegyo displays.
Okay.
And plus, I will admit that being a little biased here because I followed the show Produce 101, which led to the formation of this group IOI. I do have my favorite members who I tend to watch more, and the thing I gotta say here, because we segued from BTS's Blood, Sweat, and Tears, is that video we talked about being very artsy, and also like there's some parts of it that have like vibrant style coloring. But this one here, like it's very what's the word for it? Like pastel, and it's really bright. Like I feel it literally pops off the screen as you're watching it.
The
like
color saturation is pretty high.
Like these very bright colors, and then the girls have like the way their makeup is done and everything, the styling, their outfits. It's just, I mean, it seems pretty simple and basic, but at the same time, it it works.
It's very deliberate.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the aesthetic and the design that they're going for.
And then I don't know, it's a pretty fun video to watch. It's very random. The gym is flipped upside down. I did not notice that upon first watch.
Me either. Yeah.
I had to go and look at it. I was like, wait, what? Like, I get that there's parts where it's upside down. Oh, the room itself is upside down or sideways. Okay.
Yep.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
So aesthetically speaking, and like in terms of the scene being set, I definitely give mad props to the department or whoever set it up like that. But like just all this randomness, like they've got the hallways that provide for like those Benny Hill moments when you're when all the girls are randomly running, like chasing each other.
Yeah.
The girls themselves, and I gotta also shout out here the choreography. I did not find this out until last night. The choreography for this dance actually was
here
by
goes people.
It was by Leah Kim of 1 Million Dance Studio, which is Korea's most like popular dance studio. And Leah Kim is probably like one of the most famous choreographers to come out of Korea.
Super Aegyo thing.
Well, I don't know about like the necessary Aegyo movements, but there was a video that came out that was circulating among the forums, and it's on YouTube called "The Making of the Very, Very, Very Choreo," and it shows IOI in their practice studio. Leah Kim goes to JYP, meets with these girls in their dance studio, and you show her, you see her teaching them like the point dance, like starting from the fist under the chin, the whole like no.
Yeah,
that was her. That was all her.
If I'm not mistaken, she's known for doing like some pretty aggressive hip hop stuff.
Yeah, like she's got a more like straight up in your face, like very sharp and very like it's kind of more of like the dancing that you would find in most urban like competition styles, like like in the dance shows or what you seen on stuff like America's Best Dance Crew, like a dance style that you would think more of like these famous crews you hear about, like Kinjas or.
So you step one, become a popular hip hop artist. Step two, go to JYP, and step three, do Aegyo dance.
Right. But yeah, so major shout out to Leah Kim for that. I was not expecting that because, as you said, Leah Kim is known more for like aggressive hip hop, so the fact that she is the one who came up with this more like cutesy, like very bubbly, like very much more like girly style for IOI to do, major props to that. It seems like IOI had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
So playing off of that, just to not drag on too long here, my overall score for the concept, because it's a fun package, I like the choreography. I actually, not gonna lie, I will shamelessly say I could probably see myself doing this dance too. And
girl dances are always easy.
Right,
dances,
right. And then also just because of, admittedly, how cute all the girls look, but especially my favorites, I'm gonna give the concept a 4.
Yeah. Okay. That's fist pounder right here.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I am with you on that. By the way, we're so Supermatic, or we're watching this as we're talking about it. One of the dance moves I want to see more often is the one where they, what do you call it? They do that one right there.
Oh,
so it's like the girls, they all kind of bend down with their upper torso. They stick their butt out and they keep tapping, and then they roll up.
Right.
And that, I want to see in more K-pop music videos. Well, from girl groups mostly.
Well,
so
you can probably thank Leah Kim for that.
Yeah, thank you, Leah Kim. Mad props. Okay, so it's really unfortunate because they should have started with this song, right, for IOI. Like
a lot of people say that. Yeah,
and then followed up by "What a Man, What a Man, What a Mighty Good Man."
Yep.
And then maybe you can do the stupid
Dream Girls.
Yeah. You knew exactly what I was going to say.
Like the funny thing is, I'm there with you, and so are a lot of people. Like, I've been talking about this too, either online or with my other friends who are either fellow IOI fans or they followed the group. They're saying the perfect order would have been this, and then What a Man, then Dream Girls.
Yeah. Who? I mean, in terms of how the labels distribute money in producing this, who put more money into the concept of this single?
To be honest, I actually don't know. That's probably something we should look into.
Yeah, because I want to say it's JYP.
Probably.
So I don't know. He doesn't let his girls go.
Right.
So for the concept, like what you're saying, I love the tapping their feet. Also how they tap their chest or tap their cheek to the beat or their table.
And also the foot drumming at the beginning. I did not notice
at the very beginning.
First. Yep.
Yeah, that's really cute. I think that's genuinely cute. And then they do all the Aegyo hand movements, and I'm like, okay. The freckles.
Oh yeah, that's what I was referencing earlier.
Yeah. That was also cute. It was cool how they kept doing the room
shifting.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Red Velvet.
Yeah.
And it's like the same scene, seen in different ways from Russian Roulette. The same thing here.
Yep.
And, it's like Red Velvet, Girls' Day.
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
And this group, or at least this single, they kind of all go together.
Yeah.
At least for the concept, in terms of the pastel color saturation, the funny angles.
Yep.
So Nurse Joyce, before she left, she gave me some notes, and she said that to her, all the colors were a little weird, but she thought that it was almost like crayon pop in terms of how repetitive it was, with the dance choreo being a lot of the same similar movements over and over, and you get that with a lot of crayon pop as well. I think she thought it was a little disappointing that it didn't highlight enough of each of the different girls, but you thought the line distribution was fairly even?
Because like if you look at it, the video's like 3.5 minutes, and that's not a lot of time to devote and split evenly among 11 girls.
But probably more so than their other music videos, right?
True.
Okay. Well, I guess Supermac and I disagree with Nurse Joyce. That's the best they could for 3.5 minutes or so. I think on the whole, she thought that IOI doesn't have a brand. Right. So if you look at each of the different music videos that came from them, and I guess you get this with other K-pop groups too, they try to rebrand themselves. But you kind of feel like it's the same, despite rebranding. You kind of get that sense that it's the same group.
Yeah.
With this, it really did feel like 3 or 4 different groups.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true.
That's what Nurse Joyce is saying. I agree with her on that. She would characterize IOI on the whole as each producer brings a different concept to each different solo, but on the whole, like if she had to call IOI, like if she had to personify IOI as a person, she would say it was sort of like that cute quirky goth girl who's still Aegyo, who still wears stuff from Hot Topic, but just more modern.
I see.
So I don't know, that's what she thought of them. And for me, the concept, I mean I loved it. I don't know, I like it. I'm gonna give it a 4, just like you. I think it wasn't, what's preventing me from getting a 4.5 or a 5 is that it didn't have that highest level of production that you would get from maybe Red Velvet. I think Red Velvet brings just a little more polish than what you get from this. So production value, I think on that is just a little bit higher. So Daebak or not? What do you think, Supermatic?
I'm going to say Daebak.
Daebak. Jace also thought it was Daebak, and I agree. Daebak. All right. 3 Daebaks for IOI. All right, Supermatic. So it's that time of the year. At least for DJs, we get a lot of gigs at this time of the year. It's always fun for house parties, events. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
In that Halloween spirit, Twice
Yep.
gave us something spooky.
I don't know if you can necessarily call it spooky. I mean, it's they obviously went for a Halloween theme, but I think they ended up hitting more of a cutesy Halloween theme here. Basically, the TLDR for this song is that 2 kids, they show up at this house, they knock on the door, presumably asking for candy, and then they see a bunch of Twice girls in ghost-like outfits, and then you see the Twice girls in other costumes and outfits or caricatures, and that's pretty much it, right? Yep.
So, what do you think of this song, Supermatic?
Again, as I've been saying, the theme of the day is catchiness. I'm intrigued from the start of the song when it comes up with that horn sound, like that dun, and then you hear the snares and then building up that before it builds eventually to the first vocal drop, which is again Nayeon. One thing I've noticed with all of Twice's lead singles so far, like Ua, Cheer Up, and then now here TT, Nayeon always gets the first opening line.
That's interesting. at least for their singles.
Yep.
So can it still be a Twice song if they don't start with her?
It can still be, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I myself, I will disclaim if anyone doesn't know, to any of our familiar listeners or even for our newer listeners here, I, Supermatic, am a huge Twice fan. In fact, I was telling Pete earlier, they are currently my favorite girl group right now. I am a once. I am not ashamed to admit it.
Okay.
I am Twice trash, if you want to put it that way.
Okay.
I have all 3 of their albums, physical and digital. I actually have the physical of this one coming in soon. But yeah, I've been listening to this album in particular, and to answer your question, there are actually a lot of other singles that Twice has had on their albums that don't start with Nyan. So yes, it's still a Twice song, even though it doesn't open with her.
Fair enough.
But yeah, audio-wise, where did I leave off? Oh yeah, starting off with Nyan when she just she intros the song in her own like cute way, and of course the line distribution follows. All the girls just seem to be really like, if I listen to it, it just seems like they're kind of how do I put it? Like the way that they're singing the song, and I haven't really had a chance to look at the lyrics yet, but it seems kind of like they're trying to appeal to someone, or it's like, or maybe not necessarily an appeal, but whoever it is that they're singing to in this song, it seems kind of like they're saying, "You make me cry," or like, "You're so mean." You know, they do that TT emoji, which is, I guess, the emoji
for crying. It took me so long to figure that out,
right?
Yeah. I was like, what does that mean? Are they referring to their teeth? Is something about your teeth and Halloween candy? I don't know.
Right. But yeah, like they say in the chorus just like TT, which means like, oh, it's like I'm crying, all that and stuff. And I don't know, just something about that, it just like it makes me kind of like smile. It's a little funny, but at the same time, like I personally find it kind of cute that they went with that direction. I guess it also kind of shows like the how far what do you call it, like the current verbiage or the languages, like the kind of terms that we use these days. Like like if you were to come out with a song in 1980 called TT, what would people like? No one really know what that meant, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't always matter.
True.
Yeah,
but yeah, I can't really boil it down to just one simple thing. This song is just another one that's definitely been stuck in my head. I've been jamming to it since I downloaded the album when it was available to download off of iTunes. I feel like this is an appropriate lead track for Twice to come out with for this new album. I feel like all the girls got a pretty even amount of time of distribution as well, playing along from the big group factor with IOI. I mean, Twice has 9 members, but the thing that I will say I feel like Twice actually has an advantage of over IOI is that, I don't know, somehow it seems like all the Twice girls get a fair amount of time to shine with the line distribution, and it feels like all of them really go for it, and they do their best to nail whatever time it is that they're given. Like, they go full out.
With IOI or Twice?
Oh, with Twice.
Oh, Twice,
I will say. And, yeah, I don't know, it's just from the
you
chorus.
think they don't do that with IOI?
Well, because I feel like because of the fact that IOI, like, they're on pretty much a time limit, like, they're going to disband in January because that's the whole deal.
Oh.
And because of the fact that it's hard to give all 11 members equal amount of time, I feel like sometimes maybe some of the girls who get less time are a little more disheartened or they just don't feel like it's necessarily worth it to go full out, because regardless one way or another, it's not like IOI is still going to be around much longer.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so audio-wise, I mean, the song's been stuck in my head. It's a jam. I've got the chorus stuck in my head. Like, I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5.
4.5.
Yes.
From the once.
Yes.
Okay. Well, for me, when I first listened to this song, I was like, I guess this is their song that they're going with for their Halloween promotions. Like, if they're gonna do a Halloween song, why didn't they come out with this song earlier, right? Earlier in October, right? So they can run off of that Halloween promotion longer. Because Halloween is just, right around the corner at this point.
Yeah, they pretty much dropped this a week before Halloween.
Yeah. And I don't know. To me, like, when I first heard it, the chorus wasn't very catchy, and I felt the same way about Cheer Up. But listening to this song now, it's like, okay, I like it. And the production quality of the song is pretty high. I think you listen to the richness of the different frequencies in the song, so it's got really I don't even know the right word to describe it, but I really like the lower tones, like the bass. tones that they bring to the song, contrasted with the high tenors of the other voices. So the chorus slowly grew on me over time, and I did grow to like it.
Okay.
Is it as catchy as their other songs? I still don't think so, but this song was a surprise for me.
Okay.
So on the whole, and I like the shouting in the background.
Oh yeah. I see.
So for me, I think I want to give it a 3.25.
Okay. Still a solid
audio.
score. Above average. Not bad. Not a 2.5.
No. Okay, so concept.
Okay, here's the fun part. So the concept, of course, we've been referencing. It's Twice going with a Halloween theme, and man, just the fact that all 9 girls seem to have been given a different character, and right on cue, Dahyun in the bunny outfit. Gotta shout that out. I think that's like the moment, right?
In this entire thing.
Dahyun in the bunny outfit, just chomping on the carrot and then shuffling.
Yes. I think it was the shuffling in the bunny outfit that was the best part.
And like the fact that, like, of course attributed to special effects, but like how she's still normal size in the bunny outfit, but then she's surrounded by like other bunnies and rabbits, and here she is with the makeup, and she's like snacking on a carrot and stuff, and she's so happy about it.
Yeah,
like it's so cute, and like you want to laugh at it at the same time. At the same time, like you're laughing, but you're also you can't help but enjoy it. And all the other girls as well, like Suyu being the vampire, Jio being the ice queen or the ice princess, and then she's snacking on ice cream. I also love what they did with Nayeon, the fact that like she's sitting and you see her in the group outfit like all innocent, but then all the mirrors is like devil, like so like it's her inner devil and all that. Mina as a pirate, right on cue.
Suggestively stroking that pistol.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring that up if you weren't, but yeah, that's been.
Sorry guys, I took it there.
That's been the point of a lot of talk as well. But yeah, it's just one thing I have to question though. You prefaced it earlier at the start of this section, but the 2 kids, I'm just wondering, like, were they really just randomly trick-or-treating? Because I would think, even though, granted, they are kids, maybe they don't know any better, they knock on the door, no one answers, but the door opens. You would think that the door opening on its own would be a sign for them to maybe they should get out of there, but no, they walk in, right?
You know, checks that you're in a horror film. You walk in when you shouldn't.
Right?
Like, don't go in there.
Although I will say, like, if we're talking horror movie tropes, at least props to these 2 kids, they didn't split up.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Right?
Let's split up.
Right?
Find our way out of here.
But
that's always a bad idea.
Yeah, it's something that I'm really curious about, and I will say that at the end of the video, there is that title slide that appears that says "to be continued." And towards the end of the video, we hear another knocking on the door, and the kids are like in the main hall, and they turn around, and especially the little boy, his jaw is agape at apparently whatever or whoever it is that comes in through the door. So maybe there will be more follow up with that.
Maybe Papa JYP for Christmas,
right? But yeah, I don't know. It's just that's the only part of the video that I didn't really like fully get, because these kids wander into this house. It's like the Twice House of Fun, or maybe the Twice like quote haunted house. But then it's like when they walk in, they're greeted by the girls in these I don't know what to call it. Like I feel kind of bad saying this, but honestly, they look kind of like grandmother style outfits to me.
That's exactly what Joyce said.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she said that they were cropped grandma outfit.
Glad to see she and I were on the same train of thought there then, because yeah, it's just like the outfit when they're all in a group together. Maybe I feel like they probably could have done something better. I want to say I maybe get what they were trying to go for with this whole like purely innocent look for them, as opposed to when we see all the girls individually, they have these different characters that you see. It's like, oh, totally not innocent, totally not your angel, totally not princesses.
Yeah.
Like there's this darker side to them, which I guess plays into the whole Halloween theme.
Okay.
We see Tinkerbell Momo here. Like it's just the costuming itself in terms of the individuals is really clever. I feel like they probably could have picked a better outfit for the group though. Like at this part that we're watching where they're doing the group dance, basically the grandma outfits, as I have to call it. So that's a questionable decision in my book, but discounting that, definitely high production value, I would say. There's a part where like all 9 of the girls are dancing inside of a pumpkin, it seems like a smiling jack-o'-lantern. the haunted house itself seems really set well. It kind of reminds me of that old Casper house, if you remember the Casper movie from the 90s.
Sure.
So just to put it all overall, the score I would give the concept is going to be a pretty strong, solid 4. The only thing that's preventing me from giving it a 5 is, like I said, I don't get what the idea or point of is of the kids there, and also costuming choices for the group as a whole.
Okay, I can see that. Well, let me just point out a few Easter eggs in this music video that really made me appreciate it. So one was the one that we already discussed that we enjoyed a little earlier, which was the Running Man bunny outfit.
Yes.
So Dahyun, is that I'm saying her name right?
Dahyun.
Doing the Running Man dance. Is that the right dance? Is that what it's called? Whatever that dance that she's wearing in the bunny outfit.
Kind of somewhere in between. It was like either shuffling or Running Man.
Yeah, definitely. So that I think the other one is if you pay attention to the lyrics, you'll notice that main visual says that she looks beautiful no matter what she's wearing.
Suyu, yes.
Yes.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah, that's right. And then I think there were a couple other like phallic references. So
you mentioned earlier Mina with the gun. Yes.
The handgun pistol stroking. And then also, what's her face? Inhaling that frozen yogurt.
Oh, that's Gio. Yeah, she's the leader of the group.
Sucks on that frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what are you doing? So that was cool. But yeah, I agree. Also, very high production value. It does feel a little disconnect to me, but it was just a way to, I guess, spotlight the different girls and bring a cool concept that makes everyone gush over it. Nurse Joyce was really frustrated by the teasers. I don't know if you saw any of the teasers.
Yeah,
for
I
this.
did. Of course, I did.
They were just so like stupid. It was just and you see
I'll
this
see
in
that.
the same thing in the music videos. That it's just them like AOA acting really dumb and pathetic. Don't know how to figure out things themselves. Like, huh? What is this? I'm going to try this. Oh no. I'm going to try sewing this. Like, oh no, I cut a hole in my sweater. And then trying to like re-sew it and be like, oh no, even after re-sewing it, there's still a big hole in my sweater.
True.
Oh, hey, I'm going to make this smoothie. Put these things into it. Oh, that sucks. Let me try again. Put more crappy things into it. Still sucks. It's the same scenario with each of them. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Even in this, it kind of feels the same way. Oh, I'm going to really save this plastic plant. I'm going to put a stethoscope on it.
Yeah.
That's not how it works, girl. So it's just a little too much aegyo for me.
I see.
For twice. I like the colors. I like this scene a lot too with Nayeon. How they had that contrast in the two different like personalities. One with her being this almost this fearful, quiet, reserved look in her blue ghost outfit sitting in the middle of the room, and then it mirrors around her. It's a bunch of her like devil self, which is a lot more playful. Okay, so that, and it was, I don't know, TT I didn't get. I was just like crying, I guess.
Yeah. It's the emoji for crying because it's like tears, because the top of the T is like your eyes, and then the part going down is the tears going down your face.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think on that I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
It was good, high production quality music video, but I wasn't in love with it.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind after I watch it a million more times. Tear up and Ooh-Ah. Ooh-Ah, I think is still the strongest.
Yeah. I feel like Ooh-Ah was probably a more appropriate Halloween theme, even though it wasn't directly doing Halloween, but the fact that they had the whole zombies. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is just them being playful.
Okay. So Daebak or not?
I mean, can I really lie? Daebak. The ones here, gonna give it a Daebak.
Yeah. I am so close to giving it not, but I will just push it over that edge and give
tilted.
I will give it Daebak.
Okay.
It definitely grows on me. High production value in terms of the concept as well as the song. So, will I be playing this at Halloween parties? Yes. do they listen to K-pop at this Halloween party? No, but I will still play it. So I think that's a good test for if it's Daebak or not. For me, it's definitely Daebak. So yeah, I think, on the whole, they're always trying to introduce new concepts for the girls. No matter what song it is, it's always a new concept, and for each individual member.
Yep.
And they clearly fulfilled that with this song. And Nurse Joyce, I think she was in the not category.
Okay.
For that. So I think that's it for this episode of K Area. We're here in the Bay Area. We're always looking for more people to hang out, talk K-pop with us. I think we're going to K-pop events. There's a Silicon.
We've got an event. I'm sorry if I'm not getting the name right, but I saw it on Facebook earlier. I got invited to it. It's called Silicon K-Con, taking place next month somewhere here in Santa Clara.
Probably doesn't have a K-Con name, but yeah, there's one at the Santa Clara Convention Center. What's his face?
So we have David Choi.
There we go.
And Jun Curry on. K-pop fans might recognize them as BGA.
Yeah.
BGA members with Ryan Higa.
Yeah, where's my BGA army at?
Right.
Yeah, so there's that event. There's another one I wanted to mention. So there's... I'm going to screw this up. But if you're looking to hone in on your K-pop skills, and you're here in the Yay area, there's actually going to be a talent competition going on for K-pop. It's done by Born Star, if you've heard of them. They're based in Korea and New York, but anyway, they're going to do a thing out here in the Bay Area. They're gonna have I think they're asking you to submit videos of yourself to sort of pre-audition.
Oh, okay.
And then they're gonna have a semifinals in San Mateo. I think it's in December.
Ooh.
So if you want to do singing, dancing, I think that's it. Singing or dancing. And you wanted to show you what you got in K-pop, you can audition for that. And again, just look for Born Star.
Okay.
In the Bay Area, and they asked me if actually more like I volunteered to DJ a K-pop thing at the Charity.
Oh, they're having an event at Charity.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So boba, get your boba on while you cheer for K-pop
for sure. And then actually, I just remembered too, if I may, another event that actually both you and I will be at, if anyone else is going to it. The queen herself, CL, is coming through to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yep. So if any of you are going, don't be afraid to say hi to me or Peter Lowe. We'll be there.
Yeah. Seeing the queen. Are you getting? Did you pay for the? No. Which ticket did you get?
I think I got not general admission. I got I got seats, kind of in the upper area.
Yeah. I think Joyce and I, we got general admission, but we're probably going to sit where you are anyway.
Okay. So. But any fellow K area listeners, if you haven't recognized us, if you see us, if you happen to know what we look like, or if you don't, if you recognize us by our voices, please don't be afraid to come up and say hi, talk CL or just K-pop in general with us.
I'll be cheering from the queen,
right
from the back. All right. Well, keep it locked, guys. It's carry out. Follow us. I'm at DJ Peter Lowe on Twitter.
Yep, I'm at Supermatic with an O.
And I think I'll link a K-pop DJ mix in the description of this podcast. So if you want to listen to K-pop in a mixed format, just check out the description in the link. Check out the link in the description. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, I can English. It's been a long work week for me already. It's only Monday. So.
Right.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yep. Thank you, everybody.